All right. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this Freedom Revolution event. My name is Lauren, and I'll be hosting along with Megan, Amy, and Jennifer. And we're here to network with mission driven people on the topic of family health. And you've been invited because the person who invited you loves, cares, and respects you, and just really wants you to get to see a little bit about what they're up to. You don't have to buy or do anything other than just kind of listen to some quick information and stories. And we hope you'll enjoy listening and maybe think of somebody in your life that needs to hear this. So thank you so much for coming. So the first question I want to ask you is, and you can kind of raise your hands or, I don't know, do something fun, is do you agree that being healthy today can be challenging?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah, totally. We all know that it's our job to look and feel good and feed ourselves the right kind of things, but the news makes it really complicated. One day something's good, one day something's bad, and so it can be really confusing. And so a lot of people don't even get started because they're like, why bother? It's different every day. But that's where the Healthy Living and Freedom Revolution come in. And the Healthy Living Revolution is a movement of people who is a unique community that really seek to serve and help people take their health back in ways that are simple, doable, and fun. So I'm going to flip slides here and talk about the 3 doorways. Really, the goals of the Healthy Living Revolution is to come alongside families who want better health and meet them where they're at, and really empower positive changes along the way that oftentimes, for some of us, you'll hear our stories today, goes beyond health. So let me take you through these doorways here. And the first is free resources. The second is nutritional support. And the third, we're going to talk about the company that makes it all possible. So the first is the free resources. And there are a ton of awesome things on a website that the person who invited you will send you after this call. And this slide kind of shows what it includes. So we have some awesome cookbooks with clean and easy recipes that are primarily plant-based. Short webinars on trending health topics. Those are some of my favorite because I learned so much. A home fitness series, a Start Strong program, which is designed to raise up a generation of active and healthy kids with a positive body image and good nutritional habits. And if you're like me, it's hard with kids. You know, it can be really hard, but this community really helps make it easy. So I definitely encourage you to check out that site, and we'll make sure to send you the link after this event. The second way that we're committed, which I mentioned already, is through nutrition. And we all know that that's the foundation of good health, right? We have to flood our bodies with the most important things possible, and that's raw fruits, vegetables, and berries. And we now know based on science that they're not just good for you, they're critical for our bodies to work in the best way possible. And get this, we're supposed to eat 9 to 13 servings a day, but almost nobody does. People try, but life is busy, and even the most intentional person can't. So 9 to 13 is like eating 9 to 13 of my fists. And I don't know about you, but sometimes if I smile too much, my face hurts. If I chewed that much every day, my jaw would probably hurt. So even the best eaters, you know, we really kind of struggle. So what's reflected on this slide is what we call Juice Plus, and it provides a lot of nutritional support. So let's talk about what it is real quick, okay? So you'll see on the slide, it is 30 whole foods. It's raw, vine-ripened whole foods with a wide variety of colors and just different types of plants. It's non-GMO and NSF certified to be pure, which means that it is verified by a third-party agency. Every batch is independently tested. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but really it's kind of like a salad in a capsule. And one thing that I think is really important for people to know is how it's processed. So the plants actually are fully vine ripened, so they remain attached to the plant until the nutrition's fully developed. And then the fruits and veggies are kind of ground up, which is way better than juicing. And we use the actual entire whole food. So it includes the peels, the leaves, the seeds, everything that we can that provides more nutrition. And why that's so cool is in an orange, for example, up to 80% of the vitamin C is found in the orange peel. And I don't know about you, but I don't eat orange peels very often. Sometimes maybe a little orange zest, but that's about it. So after it's ground up, it's slowly dried at low temperatures, and that preserves the live nutrients. And then it's put into capsule or chewable form. The 3 things that I love the most about Juice Plus, and check this out, I won't necessarily go in order because I want to keep you engaged. But the first is, if you look at the last bullet on the slide, it's scientifically proven. So there are so many supplements and vitamins out there, but they don't have the clinical research backing them. Juice Plus, if you ask Siri on an iPhone or you Google it, it is the most researched nutritional product in the world with 38 published clinical studies in peer-reviewed medical journals. And there are a few more that we got a sneak peek on this last weekend on a trip I was on in Cali. And then if we go back up to the top bullet, it is 45 whole foods if you include the complete protein powder, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it's a food, it's not a vitamin. So I don't have my label here, but, or my bottle or my bag, but if you look at the back, it has a nutrition label. It's not a vitamin, it's not a supplement. So if you go to the grocery store, you're going to find it in the produce section, not in the vitamin section in the store. It's the same as a bag of frozen broccoli or produce that's straight off the shelves on the outside of the store. And then the last thing we talked about already is NSF certification. But in line with that, there's no warning label. It's safe for people of all ages, including pregnant and nursing moms, the elderly, children, and even professional athletes. So if you can eat fruits and vegetables, you can have Juice Plus, which is so reassuring. And then on this next slide, there's just a few more products. The company only really has a handful. The orange bottle that's represented here is an omega, and it's made from 6 plant sources. So it's sustainable and safe. Whew, excuse me. Got a little tongue twister there. They contain the full spectrum of naturally occurring omegas, including 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And they're encapsulated using low temperature technology so that none of the delicate oils in the capsules are damaged. And they even have a little nitrogen bubble in them so that those omegas aren't damaged. So very well researched and really, really awesome. The second I already talked about is the chocolate and vanilla protein powder. We call it Complete because it makes your life complete. It's vegan, gluten-free, whole food protein with amazing fiber that keeps you full and takes away those sugar cravings. And it's fruits and vegetables in a shake. My kids have no idea when they drink it, although I tell them now that they're getting fruits and vegetables in this delicious chocolate milkshake every day, or in their pancakes, and some caramel pretzel bark we make with plants. So there's lots of cool things you can do with that. And then the final two is we have the Complete bars, which are very similar to the protein powder. You'll see that there in the middle. And then our Tower Garden, and that's a hydroponic tower garden that produces 30% more plants, up to 3 times faster with just 2% of the water of traditional gardening, no soil, no anything. It just needs electricity and a little bit of water. We have 2 of those outside, and it saved us a lot of money, and it tastes way better than even the organic produce we can buy in the store. There's also a 4-month program, which I don't have a slide for, called the Shred 10. It's a jump start to better health, and it's really cool, and we could talk more about it a little bit later. But that has been what has helped many of us change just our habits on a daily basis. And we get to do it with a group of people, and that's kind of included when you buy the products that go along with it. And it's been the best thing, hands down, that we've done for our family's health. So let's switch into sharing some stories. And so I am going to ask Miss Megan, since she's the wonderful one that invited you guys to this event, to hop on and share her story real quick.
Sure. And apologies if you hear footsteps. The kids just got home, so they're running around upstairs. Okay, so recently I learned about a simple way to add 30 fruits and veggies to my diet. And after reviewing some of the research, I was pretty intrigued, especially because research is kind of one thing that really piques my interest, which my wife thinks I'm a nerd for, but that's okay because I'll take it. I also had been doing my own research just on whole food nutrition and how it can be beneficial to our bodies and to our health. So, I mean, eating Juice Plus just kind of made sense to me at that point. And I knew that I needed to provide my family with benefits of healthy living and healthy whole foods. So we we've just recently, the whole family started on Juice Plus capsules and chewables for the kids. And we've already begun to notice some of the awesome effects tied to that. Especially, we're just coming out, and I don't know if it's around, across the entire United States or not, but flu season in Cincinnati spreads for like 6 months. It feels like it's longer here than like anything else. So we're just kind of coming out on the other side, and actually no one in my family has, knock on wood, has gotten the flu or any type of, I know there was a stomach bug going around too. And like I just said, both of my kids, or my twins, are in school. So, there's lots of germs flying around at the school. Another thing was, I've been dealing with headaches pretty regularly. It's kind of a joke that I carry around a bottle of ibuprofen, and was just not happy about it, especially because I know that ibuprofen's not the best thing for you. And since starting Juice Plus, I haven't had a headache, which is awesome. And then I think one of the biggest things for me was that my son has autism. And so by nature, he's a very, very picky eater. I think for a while we had about 5 foods, and none of them, except for applesauce pouches, were even remotely close to a fruit or a vegetable. So that's expanded a little bit. But after him starting on the chewables, he's tried kale and avocado, which is amazing. Pretty sure I cried, and he didn't make a face or try to spit it out, which I thought he would. So I was pretty excited about that, and am excited to kind of see where else this takes us, especially for him, because I know that, like I said, love research, so I've been looking at just kind of the impact that gut and health have on some of the symptoms of autism. And so looking forward to kind of seeing where this increase in fruits and veggies takes us for him, and for the whole family. So I'm loving the healthy start for my family, and looking forward to an awesome journey with the Freedom Revolution and the Healthy Living Revolution, and just happy that I can continue to provide my family with the benefits of healthy nutrition.
That's awesome. I mean, just knowing your story and Elliot, and it just like makes me teary-eyed to think about the changes you're seeing already, and it's not even been that long. So
right.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask Miss Amy if she will hop on and share her story.
Awesome. Thanks, Lauren. So I am Amy Ibarra. I am a wife and mom to 2 girls, ages 8 and 14. My husband and I own a couple different small businesses, so we are entrepreneurs, and we really have been blessed to create a lifestyle that we really enjoy. One thing, though, that I was missing out while creating these businesses with my husband was a community of women and others just to share my life with, as far as a mom and a girlfriend. So that is where Juice Plus came into my life. And actually, 8 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And, we went to many appointments with her, to her chemo and radiation appointments. And doctors would always tell her to eat better, but they would never say what eating better was. And 8 years ago, I had no clue what eating better was. We would leave her treatments and, give her a reward with her Snickers bar and her Mountain Dew and think nothing of it. And 5 years ago, my mom ended up passing away from breast cancer. And so in grieving her, I started looking for answers, a way for my family not to follow down that same path, something I could do different that would keep me around longer for my girls. And luckily, I had a friend that had been sharing these whole food capsules with me. I was not listening to her at the time, but my husband had started getting ill and just not feeling right. And so when we had went into a doctor's office, they had ran lab work and said that he needed a high blood pressure medication and a cholesterol medication. And he was already on a high blood pressure medication. So thankfully, I was thinking of my friend that had been telling me about this Juice Plus product. And so I asked the doctor to give us 4 months to try the fruits, veggies, and berries. And that is what my husband did. He did nothing else but adding those in. And when we went back 4 months later, his lab work had improved. They had said, he no longer needed those prescriptions that he needed 4 months ago. And so in that moment, I knew we had found something that was great. I just didn't know how great it was. And so my family started taking all the products. My daughter, who was, she was 10 years old at the time, was losing clumps of hair. She would be in the shower and her hair was just falling out. The doctors had no clue what was going on with her. Her lab work was okay. But when we started the Juice Plus, her hair started growing back in. She started having baby hairs growing everywhere. And now she has a beautiful head of hair. So we know that she was just not getting the nutrition that she needed. And myself, I was taking pre-workout drinks twice a day to work out. I no longer need that. My body is healing itself. It's full of energy, and I am able to work out now without those drinks. So our life has just been blessed by these fruits and veggies in a capsule. And I just started sharing with other people, and the mission of, healing others, and the community of being with these wonderful women, being able to travel, across the United States and just learn about more has really blessed my life. And so now for my future, I see myself growing older with my children and having grandchildren and being around for my kids much longer than my mom was around for us. And that has been a huge blessing for myself and my family.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard your story like that before. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so sorry for your loss, but it's amazing how things like, watching people go through things like that, has us look for answers, and we get to do some pretty incredible things to change things for our family as a result. So thank you. All right. Well, we're going to shift gears a little bit here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the mission of the company. So Amy did a great job segueing us into that. And let me share my screen really quick with you guys. So we're going to talk about the Freedom Revolution, and that's really the business community. And it's incredible, guys. It has changed my life. And I'll share a little bit more about that later. But, not only is this about improved health, it really can be another type of freedom for people. So a couple things I'll mention really quickly is that 80% of Juice Plus is used by happy customers who have no affiliation with the company. And serving customers like that, from those of us that you've heard, share already on the call today, we do that as a business opportunity. And what I love is that we're paid well to do a lot of good, and that every single dollar that is a part of our paycheck reflects a life that's changed. And so as you listen to some stories that we'll share here shortly, you may think of somebody in your life that needs to hear what's possible with the Freedom Revolution. So let's talk about two quick things, and I'm going to hit some highlights. The first two questions that people generally ask are, how does it work? And what's so great about the company? So the first is, the business is open to anybody 18 or older. It is a virtual franchise, and it's $50 a year, which is crazy when I think about the fact that that's all that it is for what I feel like I've gotten in my life. There's an online office and personal website you can run from anywhere. So you see Amy in the car, some of us at home in different places at work. The company manufactures Juice Plus. They deliver, bill, and collect, and they pay by direct deposit. There's no inventory to keep. All commission levels are permanent, and there are no quotas or minimums or anything like that. And we're in over 20 countries. So we have customers in Germany, Spain, lots of different places. The second is, what's so great about the company. So the company was actually formed 50 years ago, which you don't typically hear about companies like this. And it has the same president and founder today. His name is Jay Martin. It is privately held, debt-free, multi-billion-dollar company. And guys, that's unheard of. At the top position level of the company, which we have several friends, well, we know a lot of people, but several really close friends, they get a full family benefits package, including medical, dental, disability, life, long-term care, running out of breath, chiropractic and prescriptions, along with college assistance, holiday bonus, and a monthly expense allowance. And so while some people use this for short-term cash, a lot of other people use it as a long-term wealth building and retirement strategy. And so not only do we get to inspire healthy living, but healthy giving as well. And a couple ways we've done that is we have a program called the Family Health Study, where kids ages 4 and up can get over 20 fruits and vegetables for free. And we've helped over 1.5 million families to date. We're the title sponsor for the St. Jude's Memphis Marathon weekend and raise a lot of money to help kids that just have some crazy health challenges. We're highly involved in the Boys and Girls Club and the Volunteers of America and help provide complete meals so that they're getting this awesome nutrition. And Children's Hunger Fund is one of those that I'm really passionate about. So if you want more details about those, we can certainly share a little bit more about how we're making a difference in those places. So we're going to shift gears and go back to sharing some stories. And I'm going to ask Miss Jennifer if she will hop on and share her story.
Hey, Lauren. Okay, so what do you do when your husband wants to pursue his dream of becoming an entrepreneur and you leave your full-time career to become his partner, but you miss working as part of a team? My name is Jennifer Lauk, and my background is in sales and marketing. I worked a couple different jobs in that arena, but a little over a year ago, my husband, Matt, decided he was going to finally take the plunge and pursue his dream of becoming an entrepreneur with his flooring and home construction businesses. We decided the best person for the office and marketing position would be me. The problem for me with working full-time for both family businesses was that I missed working as part of a team. I wasn't working side by side with anyone anymore all day long, and I like people. So about a year ago, after sending my friend Allison many referrals for Juice Plus, I realized I could do the same thing by simply educating people on my experience and the knowledge of Juice Plus and nutrition. I began consuming Juice Plus 7 years ago after realizing there was no way I would ever be able to consume 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables in a wide variety every day as it's recommended. I believe in the power of prevention, and I wanted to invest in my health. I also believe that with proper nutrition, the body can heal itself. I had 2 healthy babies, but one was a Juice Plus baby from conception and one was not. Camille was born healthy, but she was a small 5 pounds, 2 ounces. She was not a Juice Plus baby from conception because I wasn't introduced to Juice Plus until she was about 10 months old. However, when I conceived Stratton, I was already taking Juice Plus and used it as my only prenatal, and he was born at a healthy 7 pounds, 3 ounces. I was active and ate the same with both pregnancies, and the only difference between both of them was that I was on Juice Plus with Stratton and I was not with Camille. I actually gained 2 pounds less weight with Stratton, and he was born 2 pounds bigger than Camille. I firmly believe that Stratton got better nutrition during my pregnancy with him because of Juice Plus. My kids have been very healthy kids. They've actually never been on one antibiotic, which I never realized, but it's almost unheard of to say that when I have almost an 8-year-old. Not that they don't get snotty noses here and there, but we believe in visiting the chiropractor and using natural remedies to cure things like that. My husband also has dealt with eczema his whole life, and he's noticed major improvements since he began consuming Juice Plus, especially once he became consistent, taking it every single day, and a huge difference once he added the omegas to the fruit, veggie, and berry that he had taken for a couple of years before that. I began the Juice Plus business simply to pay for my product and educate my family and a few friends. But then I realized how many times health problems came up in different conversations. I wanted people to know that they had an option for better nutrition when it came to their health decisions. So I love that I get to work this business at the same time as our 2 family businesses. And I also love that I get to be a part of a team that inspires healthy living.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's so awesome. And I'll give her a little shout out here real quick. So she just recently hit a big milestone in her business, and you can't hit that milestone unless you're serving other people and investing in them and helping them in their health, which is really cool because not many companies, work like that. But the only way you can truly be successful is serving others. So Thanks for sharing and congratulations.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, of course. So I just want to kind of share a condensed version of my story really quick. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you may or may not be able to relate to this, but have you ever found yourself in a situation where you find out you're pregnant with your first kiddo and 3 of 4 of your parents are gone? That's how our story started. And for most people, when they find out they're pregnant, it's a super awesome, just exciting time. But for us, it was really overshadowed by the fact that our parents, my husband, the majority of our parents were gone, and we wanted to call them and share the news with them. And it just really kind of hit us. We were like, man, we really need to do things differently for our health if we want to be around for our grandkids. And so that was our main motivation. We sought out a integrative care holistic pediatrician because we knew we wanted to do things different than the way that we were raised. And he actually shared Juice Plus with us and just said it was a super easy way to get 30 fruits and veggies in our body every day. And at the time I was like, yes, I need that. I'm not eating right. And it just made a huge difference. I didn't really have any expectations other than I knew that it would be healthy for my son. I started it literally the week he was born. And my son had some health challenges. I kept going back to the pediatrician for eczema and molluscum, and my son had RSV. And he kept asking me, what are you eating? And I was on Juice Plus, but he always brought it back to nutrition. And quite frankly, it annoyed me. I was like, why do you keep asking me that? Because I knew what Juice Plus was, but at the time I didn't know all the research behind it. I didn't know what I know now. And I just started learning more about what Juice Plus was, that there were over 34 clinical studies at the time. And the longer I was on it, the more I saw my son continue to get healthy. And I also saw things that I had struggled with my whole life, like anxiety and depression, irritable bowel syndrome, allergies that I'd been taking shots for since high school. All of that went away. And my husband, he's always been pretty healthy, but he had some strange skin issues pop up that were very similar to what his dad struggled with prior to him being diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. And all of that started to disappear from him, which is incredible. So then we had our second son, and he was pretty colicky the first week. And I remembered what the pediatrician said. So all of those issues that I had went away just on Juice Plus. I didn't really change my diet because I thought it was too hard. Then with our second baby, when he was colicky, I remembered what the pediatrician said. And he said, what are you eating? I was like, man, I'm giving up the things he told me. Dairy, gluten, I'm going to do it. Totally different baby. He was on Juice Plus the entire pregnancy, has only ever been sick once, and he's 3.5 years old. My oldest is 5. And so their health has just been even remarkably different in what I've seen, kind of like Jennifer was saying. But even more than that, we took Juice Plus for 4 years before saying yes to the business, because quite frankly, I was busy working full time. And our reality kind of changed when my husband got laid off at some point. And based on everything I knew about Juice Plus, I was like, okay, we need to cut expenses, but it's not an option to go off of this. Cancer runs in our family, autoimmune runs in our family, and we want to be around for our grandkids. So I started to simply offset the cost, and similar to what both of these ladies have shared, is I have gained an incredible family and I have close friends, but the people that I've met in this business have changed my life and invested in me and care about me as a person in ways that I haven't experienced in a church or, quite frankly, like anywhere. And so it's changed me from the inside out in more ways than I can tell you. So I am so grateful that we said yes to Juice Plus. I was able to quit my job about 1.5 months ago, and I get to spend more time with my kids and invest in people, which has always been my heart. And I didn't get to do that for 13 years. So it's a gift we never expected. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to my story and tune in today. So we'll go ahead and wrap up here. So excited that you joined us. And there are really 2 types of people that we want to work with. And the first is people who are ready to take the next step in their health, whether it's to check out our free resources or to add Juice Plus. It's really only a little over a couple dollars a day. Kids can get it for free. And it's honestly the most simple, convenient way to get massive amounts of nutrition into busy families. And the second is people who may want to earn a secondary income offset the cost of our products or expand their options, to choose mommy care over daycare, to get to travel more, to get to start your own business and work less hours to build the life of your dreams. So that all can happen through this simple system in a super fun community, might I add. So I just want to thank you guys. It's been a blast. I loved hearing the stories today. And thank you so much for tuning in.